Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of me trying to read and failing terribly. Because I'm playing Goosebumps and I thought it'd be fun to read for Goosebumps. So last episode since I'm not doing that long of videos, last episode we got to chapter 3. We were just about to go on to chapter 3 of Goosebumps Creature Teacher. Let's see. Anything else? Okay, since it's like that, and I've done everything apparently. Can I trade with you anything? No, I don't want the pine, I want the shop. Nope, nothing yet. So, let's start with chapter 3. Celeste grabbed my arm. She shoved me towards the door. Maybe your parents haven't left yet. Maybe you can still catch them. But I sputtered. Hurry, Molly cried. I pulled open the door and bumped into Mr. Clean. I staggered back. I felt as if I collided with a truck. You're still here, he said, gazing from Molly to Celeste. Is there a problem? No problem, Celeste replied quickly, tugging down the sleeve of her purple sweater. We were just telling Paul where everything is, Molly cut in. You know, the gym, the canteen. Good, Mr. Klein smiled at me, but you don't want Paul to be late for his class. Miss Marg, where is she? Miss Marg is here. Miss Marg, where's Miss Marg? Miss Marg wouldn't like it. Who's Miss Who? I wondered. Mr. Klein held the door open. The girls led the way down to the hallway. We followed us the whole way, whilst whistling a tune to himself. The girls didn't say a word. We walked past the front entrance and then into a brightly coloured classroom wing. Kids with rucksacks were hurrying into rooms. I suddenly started to laugh. I'd finally realised what Molly and Celeste were doing. They were playing a little welcome joke on me. On the new kid, Mr. Klein had warned me to watch out. He'd said the old timers like to play tricks on the newcomers. Wow, they really fooled me. I thought they really had me scared for a moment. I couldn't see them both staring at me as we walked. I could see both of them staring at me. They wondered why I was laughing. I didn't say a word. I was not as stupid as I looked, I decided. I'm not as stupid as I look, I decided. We stepped into the classroom, room 333. At first, I thought we were late. I thought class had already begun because it was so silent in the room, but I couldn't see a teacher at the front of the room. I saw several kids with their heads buried in the books, reading intently. Kids who leant over their desks, typing furiously on their laptops. A few others were scribbling in their notebooks. I followed Molly and Celeste into the room. Miss Marg will be here any second, Molly whispered, pushing her blonde curls. Whatever you do, don't get angry. Be careful, Molly started to warn. She was interrupted by a tall, good-looking boy with spiky hair. He stood up behind her and bumped into her playfully from behind. Stop it, Brad, she snapped. Have I got Brad? Let's see if we got Brad. Nope, not got Brad. Nope, I don't know. Let's get Miss Marb's picture up again. Stop it, Brad, she snapped. Hey, how's it going? Brad asked me. I'm your roommate. Did you find the room and everything? Yeah, no problem, I replied. But there wasn't enough space for all my stuff, so I dumped some of Yours out in the hall. Brad stared at me for a moment. When he realised I was joking, he laughed. Molly and Celeste didn't join in. They kept glancing intensely at the classroom door. We'd better sit down, Molly whispered. Miss Marg likes to find us in our seats. I turned and gasped when I saw a pair of legs dangled from the ceiling. Gazing up, I saw a boy hanging by a rope. No, not a boy, a dummy. Just a dummy. I glanced around quickly, hoping that Brad and the girls hadn't heard my gasp. I felt so embarrassed that I'd been fooled. The dummy had a sign attached to its waist. It read, hanging around for the talent show, Friday, November the 18th. Brad saw me staring at it. What's your talent, Paul? He asked. Talent? I don't really have one, I confessed. All three of them stared at me. No talent, Molly cried, pushing back her black fringe. You can't be admitted to caring without a talent. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to tell them that my dad called a few people to get me in. What's your talent? I asked Molly, to make them stop staring at me. Molly frowned. Well, I have a little problem. I play the violin, and so does Brad. So what's the problem? She nodded. Miss Marg says only one violinist per show. Brad and I have to audition. The winner gets to be in the show. The loser has to find another talent. Don't worry about it, Brad assured Molly. You're so much better than me. You'll win easily. Molly let out a little cry. I wish we both could win, Brad. I'm so frightened. Hey, it's just a show. I cut in, right? No one answered me. All around us, kids sat with their faces pushed into their books. I'm a singer, Celeste says. So far, there's just one singer, so I'm safe. You're probably not a singer. You're not a singer, are you, Paul? No way, I said. My dad says I can't carry a tune in a bucket. Why is everyone so worried about the talent show? Again, no one answered. All three of them turned to the door. Still no signs of the teacher. You've got to find a talent, Brad said. If you don't, his voice trailed off. They're trying to scare me. I realised they're having some fun, trying to scare the new kid. I've got a talent, I exclaimed. I'm a dancer. I'm an awesome dancer. I reached up with both my hands, tugged the dummy off its rope, started dancing with it. I threw its arms around my neck, clenched the waist, and began to twirl in circles. I expected the class to burst out laughing. I expected some cheers, some applause. Back in my old school, the kids would have gone berserk. But here, most of the kids didn't even glance up. They kept reading their books and scribbling their notes. I pressed the dummy's face against mine and shuddered it across the room in a crazy tango. No one laughed, no one cheers. Brad, Molly, and Celeste gaped at me, eyes wide, faces frozen in horror. What is their problem? I wondered. This is funny. I did a wild spin. Oops! The dummy slid out my hands. I grabbed it, tripped over and stumbled onto the floor. On top of it, the room remained completely silent. I raised my hand, started to roll off the dummy, but I stopped when I saw a massive figure in the filling the doorway. Mrs. Marg on top of the dummy, on my hands and knees on the floor. I stared at her. She wore a skinny red dress. She was so wide she blocked the light from the hall. She narrowed watery brown eyes at me and growled, You must be Paul. I see everyone staring at me now, even the kids who wouldn't ponder away on their who'd been pondering away on the laptop and raised their heads to watch me. I picked myself up from the floor. Sorry, I muttered. I bent to pick up the dummy, but Miss Margs mentioned with a big head for me. Motioned with a big hand for me to leave it on the floor. Come here, Paul. She had a gravelly voice. It sounded like she had marbles rolling around in her throat. Sorry, guys. I hasted squandering at the bright red dress that filled the doorway. Come here, Paul, she replied. She repeated. The watery brown eyes stayed on me. She didn't blink. Her lumps around her face had no expression at all. Come here. I glanced at Molly and stretched. Their figures were set, jaws clenched, eyes wide with fright. I shoved my hands into my jeans pocket and made my way slowly towards the doorway. I was just kidding around with the dummy, I explained. Miss Marg nodded. Let me have a taste, she said softly. I swallowed hard. What did she say? Come here, Paul, she repeated. Let me have a taste. I heard Celeste utter a soft cry behind me. I didn't hear another sound. The room grew so silent. I couldn't hear the soft scrapes of my trainers. I could hear the soft scrapes of my trainers on the wooden floor. As I crossed the room, I stepped up to Miss Marg. I flashed her my best smile. Hi, I said. She grabbed my arm, pulled my hand from my pocket. Then, with a low grunt, she lowered her head, sucked out a fat pink tongue, glistening wet, and as wide as a cow's tongue, and she licked my arm all the way from the wrist to the shoulder. So, we're on chapter 4, guys. There is 27 chapters. This will do for 23 more videos. But hopefully, yeah, as you can see, Miss Marg, that's her. As you can see, guys, it's literally like a horror thing, and honesty, you need a bit of no. So yeah, as I was saying, guys, as you seen, thank you. As you seen, there's like, well, as you heard, should I say. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make it so I can always keep the people. If I've got the characters from the book I'm reading, I will try and keep them up, and as I'm reading about it, I'll let you just see the characters, have fun like with your imagination with it. Oh, throw that in the bin. Flies bin all over it. No, I got something while I was out, just in case. I'll just tell her. So, yeah, guys, as I say, I'll try and keep you up to date with like all the I'll try and keep up the characters. If it's a horror thing that I haven't got the character of yet, I could just leave the house. Well, leave the house. Go up to the building that has the horror character, and then I could leave her on that. Anyhow, hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's episode. If you have, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.